Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Gebo the Shaman. Alright, so today, I don't know what I'm titling this video. So it probably won't get a lot of views, but that's okay. So today, I wanted to talk about my growing understanding of astrology from the perspective of just time and space. So, I was just recently thinking about this today and how the cosmos kind of plays out on itself. It's like this self-sustaining kind of thing that we don't, as humans, we don't quite understand, but it's we're always in that journey trying to understand things and move forward and discover things and do research and all this stuff. So I started off with a question. Why does a let me show you here. See if I can do this. Okay. So, let's see here. So why does a Vedic astrology chart uh go backwards? Go counterclockwise. Okay? So, with a Vedic astrology chart here, right? We have the ascendant, the second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, seventh house, eighth house, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th, right? Okay, so why does this go backwards? Whereas I'll show you something here. This is in the, oops, hold on. This is the South Indian chart, right? And this goes forward. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So it goes this way, whereas the Indian chart goes this way, right? Here, I'll change this to, oops, I can't click on there. Gotta click it on my iPad. Okay, so we'll change it to that. And so we can see that the planets are in the same positions, right? So you have Jupiter in Gemini right here, and we have Jupiter and Gemini right there. Now this is in the ninth or the 8th house, so you have to figure out, okay, so this always starts here. But if you look at the ascendant, let's see here. So the ascendant is Scorpio. So it's right here, this highlighted box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is Jupiter. So that's how you figure out the 8th house in this system, which I don't hardly use. I never use it just because I'm so used to my reliable North Indian chart. So yes, there's different chart styles, but I think, there's something special that's going on with these charts. And if you look at, so I was thinking, why is this chart set up the way it is? Why go counterclockwise? Well, because that's the way that the Earth moves. The Earth moves counterclockwise. So if you're looking at it from the north, so if you have and this is another thing too. So you always have the sun on the, oh, hold on. You always want to have the sun on the left-hand side. This is my left hand. So sun on the left-hand side, because the truth is the sun is feminine. So the sun is feminine, the moon is masculine, the right hand, right? So if we're looking at it from this point, and the earth is in the middle, right? And yes, I know the moon does revolve around the sun, I know that. But if we're looking at it, the moon is usually in the night sky in the darkness, and the sun brings the light. right? So, if we're looking at it from that point, an Earth that moves counterclockwise from the north, you're looking down on it, viewing it from the north, it's moving like this, and you know, what we're seeing on our side. So let's say we have the Earth in front of us with the sun here, right? So we have the Earth and the sun. So as this is moving around like this, we're seeing the evening. So we're seeing like when the Earth turns into like evening time, that golden hour. So if that makes sense. It does to me, but explaining it is a whole different thing. Okay, so, and then I wanted to look at, like, okay, so this is how this works. And then, so let's take a look at, so we have the sun on the left, moon on the right, Earth in the center. The Earth is moving around like this, and it's, the sun is always coming from the east. It's always coming around to the west, right? So that means it's always going counterclockwise. So, that means that the planets are also moving counterclockwise from left to right, from east to west. And that's what we see here. This is the most accurate, from just a geospatial kind of perspective, this is the most accurate chart, North Indian. So, I want to kind of take you on a detour here. So let's see here. Let me put this on here. There we go. And then, let's see. So I want to come over here. And now we have this. So what does this all mean? So this is a chart that I've just created of like it's basically like the house system. So here we have the east. So this is the east. And this is the first house. This is the ascending sign, right? Aries. This is pertaining to Aries in the east. This is the rising sign, right? So the sign is going to be like this. The sun is going to move like this. The earth or the constellations are going to move in like that. Cuz the constellations are going to be moving clockwise because we're moving like this. We're moving counterclockwise. So they're going to appear like they're, yeah. So, so then we have up above the first house, we have the 12th house. Now you wouldn't expect that, right? You think maybe I have this chart backwards. Well, I don't. You see this this swing, this descending thing. This is actually the formative years, right? We have the first house, which is the birth, the ascendant, and then you think, okay, well, second house must be here, third house must be here. Nope. So why is this the second house? The second house, the second sign, remember, is Taurus. So why would the Taurus be up here? Taurus is the ground. Taurus is nurturing. Taurus is like food, resources, abundance, things like that. So that all comes from the ground, from the food. And you know that this chart is accurate because I have right here the fourth house. This is the land that you're standing on. This is the property, real estate, the everything. Okay? And then, so this is just a layout of the houses. So, you know, when you're born, this is what's going on. So, what you see, like, for example, in the fourth house, if you have a planet or something in the fourth house, that means that's directly below you. Or, like, you know, on the other side of the world, actually. Which means it's coming up through the ground. So this is your resources and your uh land, your real estate, your home, you know, all that stuff is going to be coming up through the ground, that energy. And like the seventh house here, you know, this is the way that I know this is true is because what is Saturn? Saturn is in the west here. That's Saturn's natural direction, and Saturn rules over relationships. And the seventh house is the sunset. What do we do at sunset? You know, you know, hang out with our partner. We come home from work. We relax, get our feet massaged, all that good stuff. Right? That's when we're settling down for the night. We're relaxing. We're chilling out. That's what you do with your partner, right? So, um, and you know, looking at this, so once we have the sunset over here, when we have the sunset over here, we're looking into the darkness over here. Like if you look at the opposite of the sunset once it's dark, you look at this area and this is so dark. Like even, you know how there's a bit of a gradation? You can see the sun is coming from over here from the west and it's shining its light. You can see the shadows. Um, and so you can even see this gradation in the sky from lighter over here to darker over here. And this is what the, you know, what the 12th house is. It's darkness, it's death, it's all those things. So, this is just, and then you know, you have your midhaven. What people in Western astrology call their midhaven is actually just their 10th house. This is the soul. When the soul is highest in the sky, the sun. This is why they go off of the sun. But yeah, this is, you know, when you're at your peak, you know, at your middle heaven. So this is the heavens and this is the middle, the midhaven, right? So this is your reputation, this is your, you know, your public life, this is your, you know, you're shining in the sky basically. So, you know, it's yeah, it's this is where you are. You know, it's like the career, the everything. And what, you know, when do you do your career? A traditional career, a job, takes place in the daylight, in the daytime, right? You're 9 to 5. And then, so let's see here. So, yeah, you know, you got just stuff going on here. So, I hope you can, like, imagine this and just see it for what it is. This is why these things are the way they are. And you know, I've kind of gotten uh you know, doing videos about astrology, about a certain subject every day. It's kind of like I've gotten my fill already. It's like, okay, I'm done. I don't need I don't need to learn anymore. But I just thought I'd come on and show you guys this and you know, it's interesting stuff. It's very I don't know. So I'm sure that there's more to this. I'm just kind of looking at this from, just very quickly. I would love to research like the reasons behind this and all that. Might be interesting for the channel and all that. But yeah, right now though, I am kind of, I don't know. I'm more focused on meditations, you know? I really feel like I need to figure out how to gain my power. If you've seen my channeling session with my teacher, Michael Denney, Denney, he did a channeling session for me, and yeah, it was interesting. You know, I he told me that I was a priest and that I was uh like the focal point of the heart center. And so yeah, a lot of energy moving through me, and you know, um, if that's true, if I am a focal point, then I deserve to, actually figure out how I can, best help people and best like do my job. I don't know that I don't know that my job involves necessarily helping people uh like that, if that's like all I'll do, because I feel like I also need to focus on myself too, like healing, going within and healing stuff and all that stuff, you know. I can say that the 5D shift is coming, and that I want to be ready for it. So all this talk about, astrology and all that is great. You know, a lot of people are into astrology. That's great. Um, but just just don't let it turn into a superficial kind of thing. I know self-discovery is great, and oh man, yeah, that resonates with me and all that stuff. All the stuff that people do. But it's important that we go even beyond that. That we, actually make spiritual progress. And this is what nobody wants to do the freaking work. You know? Oh, why do I have to do that? Why do I want to do that? It's like, you don't have to, but man, it's gonna be tough if you don't. Life will beat you down if you don't. So I guess I get frustrated with people. Just like, yeah, I don't know, maybe. I mean, because I make all this stuff available. I got astrology readings, life coaching, career coaching, distance energy healing. I've got my Patreon page with all kinds of videos, meditations, all kinds of teachings and things like that. I wrote a book, Tantric Secrets of Vedic Astrology. Um, that's on Amazon now. So, I mean, it feels like I'm doing all this work for nothing because you guys are not really supporting or not liking what I do. And so, it's like, what do I do? You know? Um, and so, yeah, leaving positive comments, okay, great. But do you actually invest in the channel? Do you actually invest in yourself? In your spiritual growth? I mean, because here's the thing, everybody likes the sugary, garbage that's bad for them. But you don't want to grow. That's the message that I'm getting from my audience is y'all don't want to grow. Otherwise, you'd be doing my Qigong stuff. That's the most powerful way to gain spiritual enlightenment, is to do energy work practices, to do, the 12-step work that I have on my channel, on my Patreon. So if you really want to grow, now's the time. Do it. Sign up for my Patreon. It's so frustrating as a spiritual teacher that your students, your students don't want to do anything. They just want to sit down and coast and, we'll see. Just think good thoughts. Think happy thoughts and you'll be okay. I can tell you that doesn't get you anywhere. Because guess who's tried it? So anyway, guys, and I've tried with this channel. I've uploaded how many videos on astrology, on Qigong, on this and that, spiritual teachings, and if that still doesn't inspire you to get up off your ass and do the stuff that I teach, I don't know what to tell you. It's fine with me. I'm still growing. I'm still learning, and, it's like my spiritual growth is not going to be hampered by you not doing anything. But I can tell you, you're missing the train. Train's about to leave. So those who will be stagnant through all this, sitting on the couch, eating Cheetos, whatever, you're going to just continue to stagnate, and, that's not good. So, yeah. All I can say is, I've tried with my best with this channel to to make it work, I've been uploading videos, I've been doing this and that, and then I get discouraged because nobody's really buying things, or, buying astrology readings, or buying, the courses or programs that I have to offer. And so, it's like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? It's kind of pointless at this point. Are you guys even interested in what I have to offer? Are you unwilling to learn and to grow? Do you, not want to learn from me, or what is it? I still haven't figured that out, Because by now I should be, should be making, quite a bit of money by now. By all the people who should have been signed up to my, courses and this and that. And it just hasn't happened. And I'm not complaining. Maybe it's a lack on my part. Maybe I'm not doing something right, or, whatever. But it's just pretty frustrating. Because I've been making videos on this channel for a long time, putting a lot of effort and work into things. And I've been promoting things like crazy on this channel, like this and this over here. And let's see here. And this, you know? So it's like, take your pick. I got a lot to offer, but nobody's taking me up on the offer. You know? I've got one person that I'm working with right now. And the other thing is, the thing that's frustrating for me is like, as a teacher, as like a sponsor in 12-step programs and a spiritual teacher and all these things, it's like, my sponsees are dropping out when the work gets hard. you know, when they have to do the fourth step and do an inventory and all this shit, uh, they're like, okay, bye. No, I'm not doing it. And so, and they'll just ghost me too. They'll not even have the fucking decency to say, hey, I'm gonna be moving on from this. Just, nope. Not even a fucking goodbye. Not even I'm too lazy to do this, or I'm hanging on to my fucking victim mentality, or whatever, you know? So it's just, it's a shit show, you know? And most people, no matter how much I teach them, no matter like how hard I'm trying to lift people up and get them to do stuff, and no, it's just they don't give a shit. They want to give up on themselves. So, and most people think that they're doing something by by trying to give in to the law of attraction BS. Like feeling positive things, positive feelings, positive blah blah blah. And it's like that's not going to get you anywhere. So I have to say, guys, I'm really frustrated. Frustrated. I'm really frustrated. Just like trying to put stuff out there. But the other thing is, I have to also look at myself. Instead of just blaming you guys for not buying my stuff, for not seeing any value in what I produce. So I have to look at myself and say, okay, well, what is it that, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Or even going internally and saying, like, why am I attracting or why am I, uh, you know, not, not succeeding? Like, am I just attracting failure? Am I attracting poverty? Am I attracting this or that? Like, you do that through your mindset, so your unconscious beliefs and assumptions and things like that. So yeah. And the funny thing is, I live on less than you guys. Is that? I mean, if we want to go down that route, oh, you have enough. No, I don't. You know, working on disability. I mean, I can't even afford my own cheap ass apartment. Roach motel. That's how bad it is. I mean, I basically am in a situation right now where I'm forced to live with, you know, family and whatever. So, and that's not what I want to do. So I don't know how this turned into a bitching session on my part, but you know, it is what it is. I need to, you know, kind of talk about my stuff, so. Anyway, guys, you know, go on my website, gebotheshaman.com. Go check out, you know, everything that I have to offer there. Because, I mean, I guarantee you there's something that you'll learn from. I guarantee you there's something that you will experience that you haven't before. The meditation tier, $25 a month. Easy. The Cosmic Qigong and Self-Transformation Challenge, $55 a month. Easy. Do you know how much I am paying my spiritual counselor right now? It's like $300 a month. Yeah. And it's gonna go up even more. It's gonna be like $350 or something like that because I'm signing up for another thing. And this is the difference between a growth mindset and a procrastination mindset. You know, it's like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, guys. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, no matter how hard I try, like on this channel, making videos, making whatever, it's just nobody seems interested. And so, no matter how hard I try to, you know, make this a full-time gig and earn a income, which I need for paying bills and all this and that, like, you know, I've been doing this for quite a few years, so it's just frustrating. You know? Probably not. You probably don't know. But anyway, that's just my, you know, I'm trying to make the best of a difficult situation here. You know, I'm visually impaired, and you know, it's hard for me to get around. And so, because I can't drive, so I work from home. I started this up thinking, oh, great, maybe I can, you know, move to somewhere I like and away from some really toxic people, some really abusive people. And so, you know, but whatever. Like, I've learned in my own ways how to deal with these situations. So, anyway, guys. Alright, that's about it. Take care. Bye.